Welcome to Oxygen Not Included. My name is Nilaus. This is the stream recap of day 2. So another 4 hours was put into the space and it has grown quite significantly. Now the all-consuming, all-dominating topic for that episode or the last stream was really carbon dioxide. When we started the base, I mean, it was probably like half size or something, but it was really just encroaching with carbon dioxide, and it's still a big carbon dioxide pit. So what I did was I filled these up with carbon dioxide as fast as possible, but that didn't quite work. This one's also disabled, right? No, it's not even disabled, it's just dead because of lack of water. I can let me just check if I can do something to make sure that it actually flows in here. I can do that, and I can do that one. Somehow this one has some polluted water as well. And if I get this done... Yeah. Okay, we're not doing this. I just want this one to kick back in, and the best way to do that is actually just allow it to flow down. You know what? I'll just let it flow down to this side. So we'll deconstruct this instead. Anyway, so we have two issues, and those are carbon dioxide and global warming. Warming is also, this area has just produced way too much heat, and a single wheat wart just does not stand a chance against this. We are now so hot that this is now 49 degrees. Yeah, I need to do some cooling, but that's just been a very, very far secondary priority. We actually had a point where we only had like a half a tile of oxygen, and it was grim. So the solution was keeping these ones operational. This is not working right now because they are, as you can see. Right, so interesting how that actually hits this. I'm gonna dig this out. I'm gonna dig this one out as well, because then it just flows down here. We are not even supposed to do this. We just want... There. We can fill up all of this as much as possible, because these should be getting back in action soon enough. As soon as this one is no longer flooded. How much flooded does it take? How much water does it have in... Yep, now it should no longer be flooded, right? In this tile. Little water. It has over 100. I think it might be just like when it has 100. Anyway, so what I did was I produced this and I kept it running as much as possible. I'm feeding it carbon dioxide from 3 different sources. I'm feeding it from here, that we've taken out by now. We're feeding it from here, and we're feeding it from here. At this point, we've now set it up so that it is not working all the time, but it is balancing out. This one, I think we might be able to do a bit lower. I had to take this out because we had... This one was actually saturating, but it's no longer operational, so that's kind of beside the point. Oxygen generation is not a problem. It's getting room for the oxygen in our base because the pressure of the carbon dioxide is still so high. I really need this solved. The thing is, that's something I found out, and I've been really liking this setup with arbor trees and liquid ethanol distillers into a petroleum generator. It's awesome, but it generates more than... It generates 1167 carbon dioxide per second plus a ton of heat, and it generates 2000 power. 1000 power pretty much goes in here, and basically another 800 goes in here just to skim away the carbon dioxide. So all in all, this one generates 2000 power, but it's going to be consumed by just keeping itself fed plus removing the carbon dioxide. So I would at this point say that, as nice as this one is, don't go too early into the petroleum generator, because it's just going to flood your base and you have no way of removing it. And if you are going to do this to remove it, then it's... Why is this one still flooded? It's really weird that it's still flooded. There's barely any water here. Liquid water, 14 grams. I don't really think that's flooded, but let's remove it so we can see this one kick back in action. There we go. Oh, okay, maybe it was some of the other things. That was flooded and then it sent a red signal. I don't know, but it works. Cool. So once we had that, I wanted to make some oxygen generation as well. I'm not exactly sure it works, but well, I think the oxygen works. I'm just not sure about how much excess power. So this is now what we're doing. We have 2 electrolyzers here. They are stuck on max gas pressure. That is totally okay. The reason why they're stuck on max gas pressure is because I have a crazy amount of oxygen stored up. Each of these is 150 kilos. Well, it's not actually that crazy. It's 900 kilos of oxygen stored, but that could be coming in handy. It's also at a reasonable degree, right? And 29.9 degrees. Okay, but that's it's now stuck because the pipes are stuck. Let's see, these are fine. These are just the batteries that keep up with this. Actually, that's on the outside, so that shouldn't be there. So let's explain it. What this one does, these are outputting oxygen and hydrogen. Hydrogen tends to go on the top, oxygen tends to go on the bottom. By having this, the reason why I'm using these and not walls is because then they can actually build it and clean it up before hooking it up. Food has decayed. Okay. I'm just freaking out here. So if you set this up correctly, and in this case I've set it up to 1200, so don't even start pumping out unless it's very high pressure up here. This means that these are not going to work all the time, but when we have this air pressure up here, then it forms a layer up top, and that means this one will be stuck with hydrogen, and then you don't have to use a gas filter. Gas filter is the easy solution, but gas filter use a lot of power, 120, plus they can only take 1 pipe worth of this. So if I have 3, then I would actually need 2 gas pipes. The other thing is then the oxygen goes down and then goes here. And in this case, I am using a filter. The reason why I used a filter was in the beginning just to clean it out. But also I do expect that eventually I'm going to feed in more sort of oxygen in here. And in that case, I just want to keep it clean and make sure that I only have oxygen inside these. So this one is self-sufficient. It uses, when operational, oh, look at that, it actually turned on, and now this pipe is also filled. These are disabled by the automation grid because there's nothing drawing on it, and that's another kind of tricky thing. I really want this one to go into the normal network. That's one of the next projects, is to build a consolidated network for all on the inside of the power transformers, so that I can share the power between this one and that one and that one and that one and that one, share them before going out into the world. So this one works. Power is the next big issue. I think we can get the carbon dioxide under control-ish. It still needs a lot of work, but we have the mechanics to do it. And that's what you see here. This is just pumping. We have the mechanics to get it done. And this one is chugging along. This will be quiet and stop working when it's not in carbon. It's only skimming when there's carbon around. And there is carbon, but it's now very low density. You can then see that it will start drawing things in here, and that'll happen eventually. So that's another big thing that we made, was oxygen and starting to pull the carbon dioxide down. We've also built some hatches. Those have been really teasing me. I let it run for a bit. We've been having so many cycles of being unable to get additional hatches. We still only have 2 hatches, but I do have a hatchling that's sleeping. But now we are happy, tame, and tiny baby. Okay, so we got a few more hatches. That's a sage hatchling as well. And the mature with your sage hatch. Okay, so we got now 4, and I think I can store 5 in this one. So maybe it's time to start making more of these. I think one of these should be able to feed, someone said, well, 4 of them can feed 1 coal power. Coal is also going to be a big issue. Yeah, look at that awfulness. Coal is nowhere in sight. But I did find a bit of coal down here, so I've dug it out. That's all the coal we've found so far. Yeah, nothing else. Which means that coal is not the greatest type of power, but I am going to use it. The thing with the coal power is that it's actually a lot better than you think. if you look at from a carbon dioxide perspective, this only exports or exudes 20 grams of copper per sec. Not copper, carbon dioxide per second. That's not actually much compared to this one does half the power and does 170 grams per second. So for some reason, coal is just insanely efficient in terms of carbon dioxide. And since carbon dioxide is our biggest issue, then the first thing we're going to do is smack down some, probably actually remove all of this. That's not going to happen. That sucks. Really shouldn't have built that one there. Right. We do need still more. And I hate the fact that I'm building it up there. Yeah. Basically, we just need some power here and there. Okay, that one actually, and that one. We can use this. Yep. The thing is, I don't want to have, in this site, I have now started making a lot of crap that I shouldn't have, like oxygen, but this is also a power surplus. And what I need is actually removing this and this one so that I can put some coal power in here. That's going to be quite handy if we ever get to that point. Right, so now the objectives, what are we also doing is we've identified a giant cold area that we really want to dig into. We've taken the poker shell. We are seeing a Draco. Dracos will be our way to do plastic. I'm not going to mess with the plastic presses because they generate way too much heat, and I'm not very good at dealing with heat. So I don't want to strain myself on the heat part. And down here this is where we got the coal, and that's nice. It also very interesting. We have a very cold biome over here. This is a regular cold biome, and it's leaking in, which is awesome. So hopefully, maybe I'll just actually pop it open just so we can get some of this nice cool air into our base. It's very interesting that all the slime is now frozen. So it's killed all the slime lung in because of the temperature. Down here we have more. Oops. We have more coal over here, which is nice. This is the rust and iron and rust, so it's gonna be nice for iron. I can't get in there until I have some suits. It's gonna happen at some point. I just don't know how how, when, what. I always like expand my base just gradually instead of walling it off and saying this is the inside of the base, this is the outside of the base. Maybe that's a mistake, because when I don't have an inside and outside of the base, I don't really know where to put my like power. Shouldn't be there, definitely shouldn't be here. So things we want to do, we want to set up some coal, we want to set up some more hatch farms, we want to breach into some coal biomes, and definitely make a cooling loop so we can cool this area down, because our base is starting to get really warm. This is gonna kill us sooner than we like. The fact that these are now too warm is a bad situation, because all of this heat that comes here. So we definitely need to either switch it off and replace it with something else, or we need to make a cooling loop that we can really cool this down. And what I really like to do is I want to use this oxygen we have here and cool the oxygen down, and then pump it in at maybe this location while pumping out this. So if I can use cool oxygen to cool the base, that would be quite nice, I think. But the issue here is the pressure is just so damn high, because this is stupid amounts of this. So I really need to switch this off as soon as possible. Not gonna happen now. So we got some good plans moving forward. We need to get some coal power, we need to get some cooling, and we need to get more hatch farms, because although we got quite a bit of coal right now, 27 tons, it's not gonna last forever, and there is no more on the map. We also need to work towards steel, but I mean, there are really basic things we need to take care of first. And I'm also at this point really wanting to scale up the base. We are clearing out some area. I could make this, and I should make this into a dusk cap farm. I think that, what is it called? Yeah, it's called dusk caps, right? Seeds. I have fungal spore 32, so we can easily scale that up, and that's probably a very good idea in terms of just getting the base up and running. We've cleared the space out with a giant polluted water. We're gonna have more polluted water. We need to pump up and get it back in here. What about these crazy Paku farms? I don't know how many I have, but it's just insane, right? This just tells me that something magical is going on here. I don't know what happens, but this is pretty insane. Don't know. We have a lot of Pakus. And also look at the eggs here. How many we have? That's so crazy. I don't know. Something magical has happened. I don't know if they turn into meat. I think they do. Anyway, I guess that's it. One of the frustrations I encountered during the last stream, which was evident, was I just couldn't figure out what to do. Looking at it a bit more retrospectively afterwards, I can see that the issue is that this is generating way too much carbon dioxide. Unfortunately, I need it right now until I can build the coal power. We're not going to do that now, but we're going to do it soon enough. And let's see. Yeah, there's just carbon dioxide is flowing down there all the time, but it's just being consumed at stupid amounts. This one should probably actually have been placed here. And then airflow tiles. Right, I think this would have been better. And then these airflow tiles all the way over. I think that would actually be a way better solution. Although this also conducts heat up there, probably easier. And let's see, what would that be like? Wouldn't this just be... I shouldn't be doing this, I know. And power. Oops. Power. I can't put it on the inside, can I? I can put it on the inside. Shouldn't be putting things on the inside of the networks. That one. There. Yeah, so the idea, I unfortunately had to pop this open because this one's not working very well because the pipe is blocked. I'm not consuming anything because these trees are forced. That's really bad. But the idea here is sound, I think. We're just gonna let this one up and running just to see. This one is set to about 1200 and it's still realistic to have some here. I want to see if we can get this up. I think it will help significantly by getting more. And this is exactly where we have the majority of our use. Oh, you got scalded. Ouch. Sucks. It's warm in there. Now I'm leaking warm water as well. Come on, just get it done. I know we shouldn't be doing this, but I am. Oof, you're hot. And go, 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 go. And when it's above 1200, then it goes. It's not powered because that one. That's connected. This is not connected. Come on. It's just the one. We want to see that it works. And the problem is also they have trouble breathing. Stop eating. Alright, maybe we won't. These poker shells, we did a poker shell farm and we're actually getting quite a lot of these. Now, don't go in there when they have poker spawn. And I don't really know what I want to do with them. The thing is they consume some of the polluted dirt we're making from over here. And that's probably a good idea. Can someone please make this construction, Aaron? Someone? Anyone? You? Maybe? Wire? Aaron's? Who has it? No one has it yet. Arthur Dent has it as number 2 priority. This is strange. I don't really get this priority, to be honest. They're doing polluted dirt. Why are they doing polluted dirt when there's a priority 8 built right here? That's unfortunate tile, and that one. Good. So what you're seeing now is more. And what you can then see coming out here is that the boxes will be bigger. Now there are exactly 1,000 grams coming out. That's exactly what we want. So that should increase the use. I really need 3 of these pumping in here because this is what they can take. So we are back in action on this, and I'm gonna leave it as this because now we do have something up here that can work, but we need to get rid of this carbon dioxide, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I think we got the right things on track. So that's gonna be it for this time. We have definitely some interesting projects next time. When you are suggesting things in chat, please consider the context. And that is like, what do I have? Where am I? Instead of just saying steam engines and steel, because it's kind of not really relevant at this point. So anyway, thanks for joining. I hope you're enjoying it. Please drop by the stream. Encourage me to keep on going. I really like it, but I get frustrated at times. But then I need to take a break and then I'll come back. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, thanks for joining, thanks for your patience, and as always, stay effective.